So very good afternoon, everyone. Let us wait for till 2 minutes. There is only 16 participants. Let's wait for 2 minutes, and then we'll start the session. Okay, so let's start the session. So this is Parshad. You all hope you all remember me. So till yesterday, you have been given more topics about LabVIEW. So what the how questions will be in CLAD. So today what we are going to discuss now is we're going to see what are all the possible questions, how they may ask regarding DAC, data acquisition. Okay, so and then we are going to revise the topics which we saw in past before 1 week. So I think it is second week, first day we saw about DAC. Hope you would have forgot that little bit. So we will revise those tag topics and then we'll move on to the possible questions how it can be asked. So in between, while I'm revising itself, I will tell the possibilities how the questions will be, how you are going to answer it. So these things are all we are going to discuss in between itself. Okay. So just give a confirmation about my screen. Is it visible for you? About my audio on the screen? Is it okay? Is it okay? Okay, thank you. So we'll just start with a normal definition. So what is data acquisition? So you guys have attended the previous the session which I have only taught you how to work with tag, how to create VIs for tag, how to create VIs for real hardware, how the simulated hardware will be, how to program it. So these things I have only taught you in previous session. So we'll just have some small recap with that, and then we'll see one by one. So what will be the definition for data acquisition? What is the use of data acquisition? What is data acquisition? So you just reply me in chat box. Am I audible? Yes. Observing data during the work condition. Yes, that's one of the good answer. Okay, so what is data acquisition is in the name itself. In the name itself, there is a clear definition. Data is nothing but it is an information about an particular a thing, information about a thing. That is what data, right? So normally we'll define that as data. Acquisition is nothing but collecting those data. That is what acquisition. So combinedly, we say that data acquisition. So here, why we are mean it as data acquisition is while using a real-time sensor or actuators for any type of transducers, these things are mainly there are data. They give some data to us, right? So they give some data to us. So we need a source to acquire the data and process it. Okay, so simply if there is a sensor or transducer which just given data, it is nothing use, right? So we need to access that, we need to collect that to do a different process. That is what we use data acquisition. So do you all remember the block diagram of data? So if I'm just saying what is block diagram, don't confuse the front panel block diagram. The block diagram, I'm just telling that the overall block, what are all the things which is comprises of data acquisition. So on that day we saw about that, right? So to understand the flow of data acquisition, I have shown you a block. What is that? So if you see that the first one will be sensor or sensors or transducers or actuators. Sensors or transducers or actuator. So this is the topmost first layer of the block. Okay, so this will be like sensors or transducers or actuators. So you all know the definition of sensors, transducers, actuators, these. So sensors are nothing but which converts the physical one form of energy to another form. Transducer is one form of energy to an electrical one. Actuator is nothing but electrical to mechanical, right? So that is what sensors, transducers, actuators definition. Okay, so this is the edge layer. So we can say that as an edge physical layer. Okay, so the second layer will be second layer though after this sensor transducer actuators. The second layer will be of signals. It will be like signals. So the third one, what is the third one? So now do you remember? So when I started, do you remember the basic block? What will be the third one? What will be the third one? So you can just reply it in chat box. So the initial basic one is sensors, transducers, actuators. The second one will be signal. Next one, what is the next one? Transmitters, receivers. Okay, so here since we are dealing with data acquisition, so these things are something we'll see that one by one. So I'm just saying the basic overall block diagram. So that is simply it is a sensor signal. The third one will be of data acquisition device. Okay, data acquisition device. So these transmitters, receivers, these things all comes under data acquisition device and the computer. Okay, so I'm just telling it as data acquisition. So data acquisition device. So the last one will be from data acquisition device to the application software. So application software is nothing but the software which is there in your system. Here, so initially sensors, transducers, signals, we are not going to concentrate more on that. Okay, so we will concentrate more on this data acquisition device and the application software. So here the data acquisition device which we are going to choose is the past week we have choose data acquisition device as NIPCI 6221. NIPCI 6221. So that is the data acquisition device which is provided by NI. So I have told you about PCI. So there will be a PCI port in your computer or laptop. So through that PCI you can connect. Okay, you can connect uh, the that data acquisition device. So the thing which we are the data acquisition, right? So for showing you a demo, I'm just choosing this one. So this one is PCI 6221. So and then application software is nothing but LabVIEW. Through LabVIEW only we are going to collect the data. Okay, so we'll see this one by one. So before that, I will show you. So since we don't have a real hardware in our hand, so we are going to simulate this NIPCI 6221. So do you remember the procedure for simulating it? Do you remember the procedure? Yes, is about NI Max. So we need an separate application as called NI Max. So this one is nothing but Measurement and Automation Explorer. What is the use of this Measurement and Automation Explorer? To configure any NI DAC or third party hardware with LabVIEW. Okay, so you need to check whether your computer, that is your hardware, is connected to your computer properly or not. Okay, so you can just check it here itself. So when it is data acquisition device, we need to move under device and interface. So when we move under device and interface, see here it shows NIPCI 6221. The DAC which we have simulated when I have shown you simulated on the previous class. Okay, so I will delete this, I'll delete this, I'll delete this, and I'll simulate it again and show to you. So just note down. So if you forgot the procedure to simulate it, just note down it. So right click under device and interface, use an option, create new. Use an option, create new. In this, you will get it simulated NI DAC MX device or modular instrument. Just double click on that. Double click on that. So under this M series, expand the M series. So after that, NIPCI 6221. NIPCI 6221 and click OK. So you will get the simulated one. Just rename it as PCI hyphen 6221. So I have just renamed it as PCI 6221 and then I'm going to save it. So I have saved it. So you can see here the hardware which is here, it is simulated. See here NIPCI 622 is simulated. So this is the procedure to simulate the hardware. So do you all remember this? If you have done this already, you no need to simulate it. You will get it on the Measurement and Automation Explorer as simulated one. If you are newly simulating it, so follow the procedure which I have told now. Complete it. So have you all having as simulated one? Or are you all having? Just reply me in chat box. What about others? So once you have this simulated one, you can work it. So okay, okay. So simulation work is that's all. So you are just, so instead of, you don't have a real hardware in your hand, real hardware in your hand. So you are just making it as a simulated one. So we have already made it, and I'll show. So we'll come back to LabVIEW. So where can we get this? How can we configure this DAC through LabVIEW, to the LabVIEW? How can we configure that? To what we are going to configure it? Yes, measurement IO. So we need to right click on the block diagram measurement IO. So we will get NI DAC MX. So there is two type of method to configure it. One is high level method, another one is low level method. To perform high level method, which one should I choose? To perform low level method, which one should I choose? So what is the high level method and what is the low level method? What is the high level method and what is the low level method? What is the difference between that? Yes. So high level method is nothing but by using DAC assistant. So this DAC assistant is nothing but it is an express VI. So what is mean by express VI is, so developers, for making it very easy for the educational purpose, they have developed this DAC assistant for making us to clearly understand the flow. Instead of doing it everything separately, we all familiar with doing, selecting options, giving options in a dialog box. So we all are familiar to that. Okay, so instead of making it as a separate program for everything, so they have made it as a single express vi. So through that single express vi, we can access it. Okay, so what is low level method is, so the what the single icon is doing, the DAC assistant. Okay, so we are going to elaborate it by doing a separate options, separate operations ourselves. So why, what is the difference? So now you would have understand the difference between DAC assistant and using low level BI. So why they have provided low level BI as well as DAC assistant is, for learning purpose we can understand and we can use DAC assistant. For simple acquisition process we can use it. But when your program goes on very complex, at the time low level application will be a very efficient one while using it. Okay, low level one is a very efficient one. Why I'm just telling it? So in industries, industrial people will prefer low level, because for every time while executing, the execution program will take a particular memory from your laptop or a computer. So from your processor, so it will take some memory. So when it is a high level BI, it takes more memory. When doing it at low level BI, it will take low memory. So why industrial people? So while we need this low memory, so we can proceed with high memory itself. So while doing a complex one, we may come across parallel operations. So at the time, while doing parallel operations, we require to use the program very efficient. At the time, this low level method will be a very helpful one. Okay, so that is what the difference between this high level and low level. So first I'll just tell you how to configure with the DAC assistant, and then we'll move to the low level method. Now I'll just take this DAC assistant. So once I have picked and placed the DAC assistant, you will get a window which is as create new window. So here it is as acquire signal, generate signal. So what is meant by acquire signal? What is generate signal? What is acquire signal? What is generate signal? So in signals, so the basic part which we saw here is, so some sensors at edge layer there will be sensors and actuators. Okay, so if I wanted to collect the data from sensors, I need to use acquire signal. Okay, so generate is nothing but, if I wanted to power an actuator, if I wanted to trigger an actuator, if I wanted to execute an actuator, at the time I need to use generate signal. So simple words, uh, in simple words, we can tell it as an, so acquire is nothing but input. So if you wanted to collect the data from a sensor, so to view that on the lab view, we are just using acquire signal. So if you wanted to feed something from lab view to the external device, at the time we need to use generate signal. So one by one we are going to see it first. So first one, I'll choose acquire. For example, I have connected a temperature sensor to the DAC assistant. So at basic, temperature sensor will be a very good example for that. So I have connected temperature sensor to the DAC assistant. So I want to sense the current temperature of the room. I wanted to know the current temperature of the room. Some sensors will directly give the temperature value. Some sensors will give a resistance value. Some sensors will give a voltage value. For example, you just consider that I have chosen a sensor which is giving an voltage value. So I am going to teach you how to make a program to collect the value from that sensor, that voltage from the sensor. Okay, so for that I'm just choosing acquire signal. So here there is three types: analog input, counter input, digital input. So here we didn't concentrate on counter input. We have already saw about analog input and digital input. Analog input is nothing but which varies with respect to time. Digital is on or off. So here our temperature sensor is analog or digital. Our temperature sensor is analog or digital. So it is definitely an analog. So temperature changes with respect to time, right? So that one we are just using it as analog. So I have told that the temperature sensor which I have having in my hand is giving an voltage, so that I can choose voltage here. So after choosing voltage, I need to choose the physical channels. What is mean by physical channel is, so through what channel of the DAC device, that is PCI 6221, you have configured that temperature sensor. Okay, so that is the simple words. So in chat box I got an answer, pin. So through which pin I'm just choosing it. That is what this physical channel. Okay, so I have told you, so I'm going to use PCI 6221. So I'll expand it. So this PCI 6221 is having 16 analog input. Like this, there are there is many DAC device which is provided by NI with different configuration. Some more DAC device will have additional analog input or additional function. So the device which we have chosen, I'm just choosing AI 0 and then I'll give finish. So once I give finish, I'll get another window. Here you can fix the maximum and minimum range of the the. So uh, for example, uh, my temperature sensor is giving only the voltage from 0 to 5. You can take it as maximum and minimum range as 0 to 5. So I'm just keeping it as default 10 minus 10. So when I scroll here, there is timing settings. So the very important thing in the acquisition is timing settings. Okay, so these things also we have discussed in previous class. So I am going to ask some questions to you. Just answer me in the chat box. Okay. So the thing which we had discussed on the topic was, that is one sample on demand, n sample, continuous sample. Okay, one sample on demand, n sample, continuous sample. Here, what is meant by one sample? One sample on demand. When I give one sample on demand, see here, samples to read and rate has been disabled. Now, what is the use of one sample on demand? So when I give one sample, what will be your output? Only one output, that is currently while running the program at instant on that time, what is the temperature value? That temperature value alone, that voltage value alone will be got by your data acquisition system, and you will get only one value, that is one sample on demand, only one value. So this is based on your requirement. So this adjustment is based on your requirement. Some may require one samples as well as your requirement, as well as the dependency of the application you are just choosing. Okay, so if your application require 100 samples, if your application requires 1000 samples, if your application requires 10,000 samples, that is also possible here. For that, if I wanted to collect 100 samples, which option should I choose here in acquisition mode? Which option should I choose? That is n sample. Here n sample is nothing but which is finite sample. N sample is finite sample. So if I just give n sample, see here, samples to read and sample rate will be enabled. Okay, samples to read and sample rate will be enabled. Now, if I'm just giving samples to read as 100, sample rate as 1000. Okay, so I have just given us samples to read as 100, sample rate as 1000. Through this itself, you can adjust the timing of your that is time. Here the name itself we are seeing that as a time setting. So at how many times, what is the time difference, and what is the timing you need to acquire data? So through this sample to read and sample rate itself, we can set the timing. Okay, so if I am setting it as 100 samples, samples to read at 100 samples, sample rate as 1k, how many seconds will this configuration will take execute? That is 0.1 seconds. That is 0.1 seconds. It will take only 0.1 seconds to acquire all the data, right? Okay. So if I am just giving sample rate as 10,000 sample, now how many seconds? How many seconds will it take? Yes, it is 2 seconds. So this is the questions will be regarding this also. So how much seconds will it take to will the program will be executed with some more complex program? So we'll see that one by one. So the next one is continuous sample. Now still tell me what is the difference between n sample and continuous sample. So when I give continuous sample also, I'm getting samples to read as well as rate. I'm not getting any other option. Then what is the difference between n sample and continuous sample? Anyone can unmute and tell. So chat box will not be an efficient. So if you are willing to unmute and answer, you can answer. Anyone? So let us interact. It will be good for me also. Anyone can unmute. So what is my question is, what is the difference between n sample and continuous sample? Finite sample and continuous sample, what is the difference? Any volunteers? Okay, if that is infinite means, what is the use of samples to read and sample rate here? So Mr. Jabbin, so you have told us an infinite. So what is the use of samples to read? What that this configuration? What is the use in n sample and what is the use in continuous sample? That's what I'm just asking. Okay, I'll just explain it. Okay, accuracy. So I'll take that as an on point. So I'll just explain it. N sample is nothing but if you are giving 20k, 10k. Now your samples to read is 20k, sample rate is 10k. Okay, so it will take 2 seconds to execute the program if that was n sample. So you all know it will take 2 seconds to collect all the 20 kilo samples, that is 20k samples. Okay, so if that is continuous sample, when it is meant as continuous, so we are going to continuously acquire a sample with the configuration of 20k samples and the 10 kilohertz. What that means is you are going to put these things inside a loop. Okay, so you are going to put this data acquisition, data DAC assistant inside the loop. Okay, so your every iterations, your every iteration, it will collect 20k sample. Okay, so one iteration will take 2 seconds. Okay, so in 2 seconds you are going to collect 20k samples in every iteration. For example, if I am making it an for loop, I can give, so every iteration should have a delay of 2 seconds. In that 2 seconds I need to collect 20k samples. My for loop is I have just numbered a number of loop counters 10. At the end of iteration, how many samples will be collected? So I'll just show you. So I'll just give continuous sample 20k and 10k. So we'll make it as somewhat simple. 100 and then this one also 100. So now I'll give OK. So the VI is building. So see here, when we are using it as an continuous sample, it will itself ask, do you want loop? Okay, so if we give yes, automatically it will create a loop, right? So if I'm just creating, since it is in waveform data type, so we'll take a graph. So what is the configuration which I have given? So take the waveform graph and I'll connect this data to this. So now when I run the program, the data will be continuously acquired. See here, continuously the data is updating. So at every iteration, 100 samples is being collected with the time difference of 1 second. See here, at every second 100 sample is being collected. So when I press the stop, acquisition will be stopped. Okay, so when you wanted to collect the data with the time settings continuously, you can use this continuous sample. Okay, so when you wanted to collect the data finite, so only this much data is enough for me at the time, you can use that n samples. Okay, so is it clear about this continuous sample, n sample, finite sample, continuous sample, n sample, one sample on demand, these things, is it clear? By using high level VA, it is clear. Is it clear for you? So if I'm just making it instead of while loop, if I'm just making it as for loop. So in for loop, if I'll replace this with for loop. So if I give 20, at the end, how many samples will be collected? At the end, how many samples will be collected? Yes, it is 2000 samples. So by the end, will be getting 2000 samples. So this is what the demonstration of high level VA. So if you are clear with this, do you want to time to practice these things, or else I'll just move to the low level one. I'll explain the low level, and we'll see it one by one. So what will be of low level is, so we'll keep this aside. Under measurement IO, NI DAC MX, you'll be having an option create channel, read, write. This is a low level API we are going to use. Okay, so can you just tell me what is the first icon I'm going to choose? What should be the first icon for this low level procedure I need to choose? Yes, the first one will be create channel. So what is the use of create channel? So in high level, we have set the physical channel, right? So for that purpose, this create channel is used. So I'm just taking this create channel. I'm just taking it as create channel. Here it is normally chosen as AI voltage. This is normally chosen as AI voltage. So it can be as voltage itself. So the same temperature sensor program, we are going to make it as a low level one. So here the second terminal, there will be a terminal called physical channel. I will just create control on that physical channel. So here we are going to choose which one. So when I scroll it, I'll be getting the number of pins inside that. So I'll just choose PCI 622 AI 0. PCI 622 AI 0. So the next one will be, what will be the next one? What is the next one? Yes, timing. Timing is the next one. So I'll just choose the timing. So in timing, we need to give sample rate. So in timing, we need to give sample rate. So I'll just create control on sample rate. So this one is sample rate. So the third one, what will be the third one? What will be the third one? Is it read? It is this. It is start. So we need to start the acquisition. So for that, choose the option start. So in start, you need not configure anything. Okay. So the after that, starting the acquisition. So we need to use read. Since we are reading the sensor value, we are going to use read. So if you wanted to write, if you wanted to generate something from the hardware, we need to use write. So we'll see that also again. So this one I'll take read. So initially it is as analog DBL, one channel, one sample. It is analog DBL, one channel, one sample. So after that, after read, what will we take after read? After read, so you can choose stop and clear. You can choose stop and clear. So I'm just choosing stop and then I'm choosing clear. So that's all. These are all the low level functions we are going to use it. So I'm just aligning it. So I have just wired all the things, the task out to the task in of every icon and error in and error out of every icon. Okay. So I'm just creating an indicator in error out. I'm just creating an indicator in error out. So now if we create indicator on data, so it will be a single scalar value. It will be a single scalar value. While it is one sample, it is like one channel, one sample. The sample rate will not be a useful one here. So since we are going to read only one sample, it will just directly give, see here when I run the program, it will just directly give minus 0.5 as a 0.15 as a one sample alone. Okay. So if I wanted to read multiple sample, what should I do? If you want to read multiple sample, what should I do? If you wanted to read multiple samples, what changes should I make here? What changes I want to make it? So we need to adjust this as, so we need to change it here in read. So analog single channel, so it is already configured as single channel, single sample. We need to make it as multiple channel, sorry, multiple sample 1D, 1D DBL. That is 1D is nothing but 1D array. So now I have changed into one channel N sample. So if it is one channel, it is one channel, one sample, channel one sample, it is an scalar value, scalar numeric. So if it is one channel, N sample, this is an 1D, this is an 1D array. It is an 1D array. Okay, so all the samples which we give will be collected in an 1D array from the single channel. So we need to convert this data into an array. So if I'm just, if I'm adjusting this into an array, I'll get these things. So instead of viewing this in an array, so viewing this in a graph would be a better way of representation. So I'm just taken this graph and I'll connect the output. Now we have changed into one channel, one sample. So what is the thing we have missed? What is the thing we have missed here? So still we need to configure a thing in this program. What is that we missed here? Rate is already configured. Physical channel is also already configured. See here, physical channel is, since we are using one channel, it is already configured. Sample rate we have made it as 1000. Yes, we need to make it as finite sample or continuous sample. We need to choose it as finite sample or continuous sample. For that, create, there will be an option sample mode. Create constant on sample mode. You will get an enumerated data type. You will get an enumerated data type. Under this, you can, there will be a list of items, you can adjust it. So default it is in finite sample. So we'll choose it as a finite sample itself. So now one DPL, one channel, one sample. So another one thing is missed. What is that? Still we need to configure another one. What is that? Number of samples. We left out number of samples. So we need to configure number of samples. So you can configure on the timing function, or you can configure on the read function. Okay, so or you can configure on the read function. I am going to configure on the timing function. So I'll just create a control. So this one is samples per channel. So if samples per channel is 1000, sample rate is also 1000. Program will take 1 second. So when I run the program, it will take 1 second. In 1 second, it will collect all the samples. In 1 second, it will collect all the samples. So if I am just making this as a, if I wanted to make this as a continuous sample, I need to add a loop. In DAC Assistant, you have just simply added the loop. To the whole DAC Assistant. But while making this, we need to add loop only for this read function. Why I'm just making for only read function? These configuration are fixed only one time. Okay, so we need only to collect the data on multiple times. So the configuration which these stop, start, clear, these all should be outside the loop. So I'm just making this outside the loop. So I'll just add a simple while loop here. Okay, I have added simple while loop. So if I just create a control, control here. So the program will be executed continuously. So every iteration will take 1 So every iteration of the loop takes 1 second, and the program will be repeated continuously. So this program will be repeated continuously up to you just click this stop button. If I run the program,